Some graves are visited by thousands. Others were designed to never be found. While musicians, actors, and heroes are memorialized in stone, some names are buried in silence. No statues, no flowers, no pilgrimages, just secrecy, removal, and deliberate anonymity, because society decided remembrance was too dangerous. When famous artists die, their graves become landmarks. When notorious killers die, their graves become problems. Communities fear shrines. Families fear harassment. Authorities fear spectacle. And victims' loved ones fear reopening wounds that never truly healed. So unlike celebrity graves that draw fans, these resting places were often hidden, destroyed, or made intentionally anonymous. This is not about glorifying them. It's about understanding how society responds to infamy, and how death doesn't always end controversy. Here are the graves nobody wanted. 1. Jeffrey Dahmer, cremated to prevent a shrine.
In biology class, we had the usual dissection of fetal pigs, and I took the remains of that home and kept the skeleton of it. And I just started branching out, dogs, cats.
Jeffrey Dahmer was murdered in prison in 1994. After his death, a dispute arose between his parents. His father, Lionel Dahmer, wanted his brain preserved for scientific research. His mother opposed it. The court ruled the remains should be cremated. Dahmer's body was cremated and the ashes divided between his parents. There is no public grave. The concern was clear. A burial site could attract curiosity seekers or admirers. There is no place to visit. And that was intentional. His victims have memorials. He does not. 2. Ted Bundy, ashes scattered in the Cascades.
Radio show host, he felt great remorse, and his crime should be a warning of the dangers of pornography.
I deserve certainly the most extreme punishment society has, and I think society deserves to be protected from me and from others like me, that's for sure.
Ted Bundy was executed in Florida in 1989. Before his death, he requested that his ashes be scattered in the Cascade Mountains of Washington, the region where investigators discovered remains of several victims. His family carried out the request privately. There is no grave, no marker, and no confirmed exact location. The decision avoided creating a permanent physical site connected to his crimes. Only mountains remain. 3. John Wayne Gacy, the headstone removed.
Okay, John, go ahead. What I tell you is what I know is fact.
I'm a power person. I enjoy power. Nobody else had the guts to pull off what I pulled off.
John Wayne Gacy was executed in Illinois in 1994 and buried at Acacia Park Cemetery. A headstone was originally placed on the grave. It was repeatedly vandalized. Eventually, the marker was removed by the family. Today, the grave remains unmarked. The burial plot exists, but nothing identifies it. The location is known to the cemetery, but visually anonymous. 4. Aileen Wuornos, ashes taken to Michigan.
Those men were shot, just shot in self-defense, boom, boom, boom. They weren't cut up, they weren't sliced up, no OJ jazz, And he said, I did the most horrendous crime in the whole wide world.
Not true?
I guess not. All they were was shot and left. If it was a horrendous crime, why didn't I shoot them between the eyes, cut their penis off, stick it in their mouth, do all kinds of gross stuff.
Aileen Wuornos was executed in Florida in 2002. She was cremated, and her ashes were given to her childhood friend Dawn Botkins. Botkins publicly stated she scattered Wuornos' ashes under a tree in Michigan. There is no official grave or public marker. 5. Charles Manson, cremated after custody battle.
Over the years, some members have blamed you for the murders, then changed their story. Others, quite famously, have protected you. You seem to have a hold on them, even from prison. But no matter what they say, you maintain the same story.
Because my truth is simple, and your truth is complicated.
Complicated how?
Well, you don't see it, but the only truth is now.
Charles Manson died in prison in 2017. Multiple people, including relatives and collectors, fought in court over his remains. The legal dispute delayed burial for nearly 4 months. The court ultimately granted custody to his grandson. Manson was cremated in 2018. His ashes were scattered in a private ceremony attended by a small group of people. There is no public burial site. 6. Richard Ramirez, buried in an unmarked grave.
Today, the search for California's Night Stalker continues.
I'm afraid for everybody, elderly, young, everybody.
You admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil in some form or another, are we not?
Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, died in prison in 2013. He was buried at Marin County's Fernwood Cemetery in California. His grave is unmarked. Ramirez had received extensive fan mail and even marriage proposals while incarcerated, which raised concerns about attention toward a burial site. The cemetery does not publicly identify the plot. Why society erases these graves? The pattern repeats. Cremation, scattered ashes, unmarked burial, removed headstones. Graves are physical anchors. They create gathering places. And while society accepts pilgrimage for artists and heroes, it often resists memorials connected to violence. Communities attempt to prevent spectacle. Families attempt to prevent fixation. Victims' families attempt to prevent reopening trauma. So anonymity becomes a compromise. Fame versus infamy. Elvis Presley's grave receives thousands of visitors. Amy Winehouse's grave gathers tributes. But some graves become intentionally invisible, not because they didn't exist, but because society chose not to preserve them. The difference isn't popularity, it's meaning. The ethical question: should even the worst criminals have marked graves? Some argue burial identity is a human dignity issue. Others argue public markers risk harm to victims' families. So communities balance. Historical record, public impact, victim respect, prevention of glorification. Often, anonymity becomes the middle ground. The modern reality: even when the grave disappears, the story doesn't. Books exist. Archives exist. The internet exists. You can remove a headstone. You cannot remove memory. The silent graves of these individuals tell a profound story, not just about them, but about us. They reveal a collective need to reclaim narrative, to deny permanence to pain, and to protect the peace of those who suffered. While the digital age ensures that memory, however dark, can always be accessed, the deliberate erasure of a physical memorial serves as a powerful statement. It's a testament to the idea that while history must remember, society does not always have to revere or even acknowledge certain legacies in stone. Perhaps, in their anonymity, these graves offer a different kind of justice. A final, quiet assertion that some stories are best left unanchored, allowing the focus to shift from the infamous to the enduring healing of the world they left behind.